This job is proof of why networking is very important. This is one of my highest paying clients to date, and I got this job by simply adding friends on Facebook. I don't use Facebook. I never post to Facebook, but I went on there, I made a new account, and I just started adding people, and I updated everything to show that I do freelance, I do video, I do all that. And through a connection of somebody that I've known since I was literally a teenager, they hooked me up with this job. This is one of their friends. They knew that they were looking for video. They sent him my information. They reached out to me, and it turned out to be one of my best gigs so far and one of the easiest clients I've gotten to work with. That was sketchy. The job is pretty straightforward. I'm just filming the owner of the company on the roof, talking about the repairs they made for this massive roof over the past 6 weeks, and then I'm editing it together and sending it to him. This shoot was over the course of 2 days, just different scheduling conflicts. We needed to film the owner of the company, plus we needed to film the owner of the building and a few people that work there and everything. So this is why I say I love this job. 1 minute I'm at Texas A&M, and then the next minute I'm on top of the world's biggest honky tonk, which I know sounds a little bit funny, but here in Texas, that's a really big deal.
This is what you do when you're too lazy to break down the camera.
I don't know if you ever had QT taquitos, but these things are so good. So bad for you, but I can't help it. They're so good. So this is the second day. I'm getting all the audio set up on the camera, and I have the DJI Lav mic set. This is what I've been using for probably over a year now. I love this kit. I think it's great. Using the FX6 with 2 channels of audio is what's new to me. I'm not used to using both XLR inputs. I've just always used one or the other. And with the DJI Lav mic set, I have to basically take an XLR to 3.5 millimeter to use this kit. No problem. The issue is I wasn't aware of the difference between mic input and line input. And so when I plugged in the DJI Lav mic set, I didn't check. I just made sure it wasn't on 48 volt, and I just ran with it to make sure it was good to go. Now, obviously this was a rookie mistake and something I learned from, but I basically trusted my instinct. I knew something was off. It didn't sound right when I had my headphones in, obviously because it wasn't coming through the Lav mics. I just thought that either my headphones were messed up or that I had a setting wrong. And so with this particular Lav set, you can actually set it to internally record the audio, which is what I did. And thankfully I did, because when I got home to edit it, I did notice that I did not have the Lav mic set on the correct input. And so I was able to take the audio right out of the internal storage and save the whole project. But the reason I bring this up, because had I not trust my instincts and had a backup option and been able to think on the fly, because this was right before I told him to start talking that I hit record, I would have botched this entire shoot. Now I think he would have been understanding, but the issue was that we were filming the interviews for the owner of the building, who was very tough to set a time up with. So if we would have had to reschedule that, that definitely could have caused some issues. And this is the first time working with this client. That's not how I want to put my foot forward whenever I'm working with somebody for the first time. I don't want to come off and be like, hey, I messed up. Can we go ahead and reshoot that? That takes time out of his day. It takes time out of the owner's day. It takes time out of my day. And all in all, being able to trust my gut, being able to think quickly and make that decision is something that saved this shoot pretty much. I need to get a cold shoe mount for this as well, because right now I literally just have my receiver bongo tied up to all my cables here, which is, it works, but it's obviously not, you know, the best way to go about this. So I'm thinking about getting a cold shoe mount and then just putting that receiver right here, and then that way I can look down and see the levels and stuff. I just have to make sure that the cable is still going to reach from there to here. During the downtime, I actually received an email while on this shoot. It was an email from a client that I had shot previously, which I did make a vlog on if you're interested. But they basically sent me an email saying how much they loved the camera work that we provided, the footage and everything like that. And they ended up putting us on a preferred list for whenever they have shoots out here. And this is a Fortune 500 company. So this is why I always say it's so important to just give everything you have on these shoots, because you really got to put your best foot forward if you want to build yourself a network and a client base that's going to continue to reach out to you.
Billy Bob's first had Clayton put this roof on back around 82, and this is the system that they put on.
So day 2 was a lot nicer because it was overcast. I was able to just kind of use that to my advantage. And I set the framing up to have the sign of the building right behind him, and then just kind of have him to the right third. So nothing special or crazy. If you have any feedback on what I could do better on that, then let me know. Now I'm setting up for filming the owner of this building, and this was way more exciting. I did not expect us to go inside of here. I was told that we were going to shoot it in his office, and then at last minute they decided, well, let's just shoot it inside of the bar itself, which I had a ton of fun with because of all the neon lights and everything. I actually wish I could have done way more in there, but it was super cool to set up that interview for that. I'm using my Zune Molus X100 light, super portable battery powered light, very small and very easy to carry with me. I just kind of have that off to the side with the diffuser and a honeycomb, lighten up his face a little bit. So the last and final testimonial I needed to get was with the building manager. So I decided to move him up a little bit just to change up the view. I center framed them as opposed to doing a right thirds or left thirds. And then I just use this light to just light them from the front, top down. The only thing I didn't take into consideration was them wearing the cowboy hats. So there was a little bit of a shadow on their eyes, but if anybody has any advice on lighting something like this, I would love to hear it. This whole shoot was definitely a learning lesson. I'm glad I was able to trust my instincts, but I'm glad I'm able to also improve and just become a little bit more knowledgeable in the gear that I have. Always striving to get better, always looking to improve for my clients, and just trying to be the best that I can be.